Good afternoon. I'm here with my friend Cyril Tearr, as I usually call him CBT. Once you hear that voice, what happened, crazy? Anyhow, I have known Cyril from a child come up, and I really enjoy the times that he passed through, and we are able to talk and just hear the stories from his journey growing up. So take it, my friend Cyril Tearr, CBT.
Good afternoon to the folks. Well, I'm proud to be a part of this operation this afternoon. And speaking from the beginning, I started to raise animals on this property since 1957 and have been doing that ever since. And according to me, I only miss a day unless I'm overseas or maybe for sickness or whatever it is. And I enjoy this moment of life. Every day I make a trip here, sometimes two or three trips a day, to make sure the animal is kept in good condition, because leave them up to themselves, they wouldn't come on like what you're seeing here, as well you wouldn't know where they are. So I try my best to stick to the permanent basis of checking for them 3 times a day if possible, and when not possible I'll make sure it once if nothing else. And it's a pleasure rearing an animal. So some people they call it a lot of hard work, but once the animal is properly controlled, there is hard work in it really, but not as much as some people want to make it. Only problem I have is I made a lot of investment in these animals, and right now I'm still, my profit coming my way is going opposite. So, but still I enjoy doing it because to me it's a part of my life, and I would like to continue doing that as long as I could live, because I know the island going to need it one of these days. It may not look so now, but I know the day will come when it's going to need every animal possible that is destroying today. They will need it tomorrow. And right now, most of the goats are really not around because we have the rain. However, we'll be able to take pictures of what you want to see and how they look and everything. And I'll go as far as much to say this. I had several different visitors from some folks from overseas, and they're kind of surprised to see they went by other people's animal, and they want to know why my animal looks so much different to theirs. And I'm very proud to hear that, because it looked like a simple matter to some people, but it does have some work. But you just have to have the full knowledge how to raise the animal in order to get perfect animal. But then, like anything else in Statia, we all seem to want to throw away our farming industry as if it didn't worth nothing. But according to me, it worth a heck of a lot, because I'll go as far as to say that house that I have down Rosemary Lane, it was built out of the sale of meat right here in Statia. Every Saturday I used to butcher between 16, 18 up to 21 goats. And with that money I was able to buy all the doors, windows and everything. The roofing really was a part of the money was a part of that. I had the art addition, but that house was built more or less from the money from goats. So who don't understand the benefit of it? I could understand them. Right now I'm down to a process of where I must say I'm left with only 3 to 4 cows right now. The rest I can't tell where they're gone. And I was surprised to know that these one that is now here is still alive, because I've only seen them for years, at least about 2 years or more. But now they finally showed up, and I'm trying my best to get them water every day to try to keep them around again. But they're so used to being a stray that they come around now and then. They don't stay permanently. But once I could get around to handle them my way, if they stick around, I'm going to control them completely better. I don't like my animal running around at all. So right now there ain't much I can say other than that. I don't know how much more you want to know, but if there's any question, you could go ahead and ask. I'll be able to answer.
I would like to know, seeing that I'm 24 years old, growing up here when I was younger, from the age of 5 or 4 I came to Statia. Things were a bit different compared to when you grew up here when you were younger. Can you explain to me how the changes you noticed from back then to these modern days in my generation? What changes have you seen done on the island, and how was it back then compared to now?
Mr. Lopes, thank you for your time. And I would like to say, when comparing the past you're talking about, if we had 1 month alone of the past, it would have been a whole lot better off. This island was out in front, you wouldn't know it. I don't even believe your mother know it. This island was the 3rd highest employer between the 6 Netherlands and Dills. It had people coming from Anguilla, Sabas, and all over to work here in Statia, and most of it was done in farming. As I grew up as a boy, all I knew about animal raising and farming. Nothing else different to that. There was not a trade and a profession that we knew about different to carpentry. Everything else was from the ground. And according to me, it's rough and tough that some people might think it were, but everybody was able to provide themselves with 3 square meals a day, using local food, and at the same time saving themselves unnecessary debts of all kinds. Nobody knew anything about a bank, but yet most people had homes and owned property of large acres. When compared to this, some people can buy one house lot. So we had a much better life in days gone by, but our ignorance, we sidestep it for some reason. They're trying to patronize the world and can't match ourselves with none. Today I wish we had the olden days because we knew where we were going. You had peace to your mind, especially when it comes to law and order. You didn't have to worry about who is what. From the time that something goes wrong, you're having the law right behind it one time. Yes, they had some differences in opinion as well as a little bit of biasness, but at least we were able to live much more comfortable than we are today.
Growing up, I heard about a lot of families being together and sticking together, and communities coming together, working on different projects around the island. There's just the whole entire community coming together and working on one project for the purpose of the island itself.
That definitely was the case. It didn't have, as you said, it didn't have to be families, organization. It was a group of all quality, kind, and class. Especially today and tomorrow, you'll find everybody planned everything. I plan to come, and this one planned to come and pass on the messages from one to the next, and everybody was given a helping hand. And most of the, let's say, the services were paid for at a good meal for the day. Nobody was worried about money. Nobody was worried about, say, well, who will get the most, and that lasted up until '73. It was still in the process. But then after this, people started to get kind of nasty about it. They promise to come, they don't show up, so it puts you on a spot. But in those days, I believe in that policy up to this day. In those days, they're gone by. A deal, or let's say a bargain, was closed with a shake of a hand. Nothing about no receipt, and they got to get a contract signed. Nothing of the kind. And they had a policy really, if you want to make something of yourself, especially in the angle of animal, they would say you can come and choose, let's say, a female animal among mine. It would be appraised for so much as the value what it is today. When you leave this location, now the animal belongs to you. But the appraisal price does not have nothing to do with you at all as a part owner. After that, let's say it's a cow or whatever, wanted to produce young ones, you have a choice to choose. Whether you choose the first, second, or third offspring, that's up to you. But once you get down the depths of having offspring cost and volume to outcost the mother pit, you can choose whether you want to keep the mother or you want to keep the offspring completely. But it was a choice to be made between you and other people. And most of the people became more wealthy in that respect because there was a cooperative group going around helping people to start from the ground up. Today, you don't have nobody going around those lines. Everybody just looking after the dollar, and they couldn't care less whether you get through or not. It wasn't like that. They had gone by. I'll go as far as as I can remember, there was a huge boat built in the yard by where Blondell living on the opposite side of her yard. And that was a huge boat. It wasn't a small boat. They took the wheels off the cannon in the fort, and they cut the wood in the mountain and make the axle to suit. And that boat was carried on the bay by the power of man. Not about no blows or doors or nothing like that. So man power took it on the bay. And today, if man got to move, it's not a wheelbarrow. He's just playing the fool. They ain't doing that. Huh?
And I have another question about the way in these days you hear a lot of younger persons complaining about not finding different jobs and so. But compared to back then, did they have a lot of work opportunities more back then compared to now?
Well, to be honest, truthful, there wasn't no job opportunity for nobody to talk about. You had to create your own. Most of the youngsters ended up like we call burning coals. Who was able to do that? What opportunity they learn to burn coal and so forth. Anything in that capacity to help, they would do. You'll find some people going to clean your yard, but then look at it, maybe you get 75 cents for cleaning the yard, no matter what it is. Whether it's dirt or whatever, the most you're going to get is 75 cents. And right now when I consider myself being paid $5 per week, I find it made some good money.
Yes,
Because
and back then $5 was actually a lot compared to now.
it actually wasn't that amount in value.
Yeah.
But what happened, we had a lot of local food. Everything you wanted, peas, whatever you wanted, the island had it.
Yeah.
So the $5, $10 was actually buying maybe butter, lard, and so forth from the shop.
Yeah.
And that used to go by 5 cents, 10 cents, and so forth.
The prices were a lot cheaper back
Way
then for
down,
groceries.
way down. Even they used to have a bar of soap, maybe about 2 feet long, or maybe 18 inches something long. And that might have gone for $2 at most. And that would last you maybe the whole entire year.
And what about traveling? They had a lot of persons traveling by plane or boat back then, because right now they would have flights and persons would pay so much for just one person only. How was it back then? When in your time, how would you all travel also, or families get away from off island?
Actually, everything was done by sailboat. And you wouldn't believe there was owners that owned boats here, which was Gloria Gibbs' father. He owned 2 boats. The guy, this guy is Sidney Dumpkins, he owned one. And the one called, which was Marvin's father, he owned a boat also, along with Paul Cotter, senior. And everything was done by boats. But one of the things that you brought up this subject here that really had me concerned up to now. There was a guy who come from Salman called I don't remember, I think Van James' father, I don't know. Used to call him Mills those days. It was him, Bobby Lasser's father. They used to come to here every Monday morning with 2 different boats going to sink it. And yet we have our own local boat was also going to sink it and bringing cargo for this island. How it used to work, I still don't understand, because they all were bringing back cargo for the island. And the population was only around 300 to 400 people. But they was really bringing in cargo. Each one of those boats was bringing their own cargo every weekend. So that's something that still had me concerned. As I said, everything was done by boat. All the traveling to the different islands. A boat by the name of Blue Peter used to do that mostly between the upper island then. But Curacao, I don't know this one. They had a boat called the Barrett for Delma and so forth. I don't know anything about those, but I know from the Carlin Deck, the Williamstott, and also I know those. Even the Antilles, she was the last one, but the rest of it I really heard about them. I don't know them really, but everything was done by boat, and you'll be surprised. You ship a lot of provision from here to Curacao, Aruba, St. Thomas, St. Martin, Guadeloupe, Martinique. A lot of provision such as yam, potatoes, tanias, you name it. Even the local chickens, they were shipping out to these islands. But today nobody have time to waste them, and I don't see the sense of it, because for me, I enjoy eating local chicken, because to me it's a lot better than the frozen chicken. And I've been doing this now for the last God knows how long. I've been eating local meat and local chicken. And today I can't say I regret up to now, because I know what to expect from it.